fun. So much fun. Hello and welcome to the Sofa of Adam for another episode on just some stuff that we noticed, because we're all quite big fans of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and 1, or me and Mike are. You're a fan of nothing. You like anime? That's about it.
It'll do.
It'll do. It's not the worst game he's ever played, but he's here too. But Motomura-san, the director of Arc Studios, not last week, it was last month or so, in August, they had an interview with him, and he was saying how the Dragon Ball new games, the ones which are coming to the DS...
Z.
Yeah, Fighter Z, which is on the DS and coming to Switch, doesn't mean that they're not doing any more work on Xenoverse. In fact, quite the opposite. And in a quote, he said, Dragon Ball games are known for having different genres and visuals. We have Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Fusions, and also before that Xenoverse 1 and 2. With our new upcoming release of Fighter Z, this doesn't mean we will stop the development of the Xenoverse series. As a matter of fact, we also have long-term plans for the franchise, so for fans who still want to battle in a 3D field, stay assured, because there will be more Xenoverse coming ahead, which made me very, very, very happy. Yay! Because we like Dragon Ball Xenoverse more, because I don't like 2D fighting games. Did you play Tekken or any of that?
Yeah, I played Tekken and all those games.
Did you like Tekken and that, or...?
Tekken was awesome, but then again...
Would it have been better in 3D?
That's all there was back in them days.
No, I know. See, I'm not too...
That and Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
When it was either you could play Tekken on the PlayStation,
Or that was it, I
or
suppose.
you were back to your Sega Mega Drives and stuff. And
God.
No one wants to play those.
No one wants to play
No one
those.
wants to play
No,
those.
that's bad. And I'm not a fan of button bashers, which is why we really like Xenoverse, because it's
more combat based.
It's more, yeah.
Strategic, sorry.
It is much more strategic. I prefer being able to move around a field in any game. Any game that at least gives me the 3D
It does
depth.
have that nice, 360. You can move here. You can do lots of weird spins.
You feel a lot more like the series, yeah.
It does
So,
look like the series.
since the announcement that they are definitely working on Xenoverse, I did a bit of digging along with Mike and Todd at the weekend, and we discovered that there's actually quite a bit of information dotting around the internet from Arc Studios over the past few months, and we have compiled it. We'll probably do another podcast, a proper length one with Todd, because he will know more than us. But we just thought we'd start with the main points that we found that were quite interesting. So, for starters, there's going to be a whole new main hub world that's going to be 2 times bigger than Conton City, which is the...
Is that the bit where you run
hub.
around at the
It's the
beginning?
hub world,
when you-
yeah.
Yeah,
like the option screen.
Basically, yeah, that's where it's basically the menu for online. Because the weird thing with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2 is it's basically an online game. That's like the hub where everyone spawns. All those characters stood there, all names over their heads.
But they have the...
There are other characters picking their mission online.
Yeah, 'cause I remember, when
because you're all time patrol.
Because you have to go running off to talk to someone before you
Yeah,
go
you're all.
multiplayer.
There's meant to be thousands of you, which is why at least you don't feel. It's not like off you go.
Forced online. But...
Yeah, it's not like when they did Tamriel Online. It's like you, the chosen one, and all the other millions of them that are stood in this group talking to the one man.
It's all about the chosen one.
At least in Xenoverse they go, you're one of an elite group, and there's everybody else, and they are players. So then when you fight and go online, so I like that. And the fact that it's going to be twice as big, I'm over the moon, because the bigger the better. I like my large environments. I want to actually be able to fly and have a flying fight.
Yeah.
Because the one thing... I like the idea of flying and going pew, 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 and chasing somebody through an environment.
The previous game, the arenas were reasonably small,
Yeah.
even though they were open.
There's that big city where the thing sort of just, you can blow up, like the Cell Games arena with the pillars on each corner. So that's quite a big one, but they're still round and there's just an invisible wall.
Yes, you get to the wall and it's...
You just can't, and I'm like, I really want to fly for a bit and hide and have my mate sit there and then get him from behind or whatever. Yeah, before he get him from
Pinch
behind.
you in the corner.
Yes, I want to be actually
invisible.
hide somewhere in the map and wait for Todd to come out and find me, and he's hovering in midair looking for me, and then I can pounce out. None of this, oh there he is, because the map's only large enough to basically fit you, me, and a small car in it anyway. So after that, the new hub world is called Mono, which is Tsukemono, which is a pun on pickles. Pickles, because they do like naming. They're food puns. It's all about food puns.
Vegetable, Vegeta.
Vegeta, there's loads. It's
Vegeta and
every
Tarball. Tarball, that's
Tarball.
it. Yeah.
Vegeta and Tarball
are
vegetable. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But this new Conton City, the new Mono, whatever they're going to call it, is in Universes 1. So if you haven't seen Dragon Ball Super up to date that's not going to make any sense. But there are other universes now, non-spoiler basically, and the Supreme Kai of Time of the first universe is obviously doing something, and that's why the Time Patrol from Xenoverse 1 and 2, namely you, or I, am going to be called upon to go there and sort their problems.
We'll
I
have a
would
new
wager.
guy.
It's quite a good setup that they've got.
We've got a new
Because
guy.
you've played...
I'm lost.
You know the second one that we played?
I have
You
played
have
the game, yeah.
basically there's scrolls, and they go, this fight was
Scrolls?
supposed to end, so Goku was supposed to die in this fight, but he didn't, and this is buggered up, so you have to go and make
Make
go
sure
to
the
that
hero
episode,
dies.
Well,
and then
okay.
you redo
Is that
the
the
fight.
single
That's the
player?
storyline. Yeah.
I've never played the story mode.
Oh, okay.
I've
fair
only
enough.
ever played, multiplayer.
Ah, fair. Well, the story mode is basically that, just mini fights recreated from individual episodes. So it's quite a good setup, because then they can just go to this place and go, oh, exactly the same thing, revisit missions you haven't done before, revisit episodes you've never been to, and here's some other stuff from a new universe.
Well, there is supposed to
So
be.
they can add
like,
and make some stuff up as well, which is always good in these games, because the
there
last
is
ones weren't
supposed
that
to be
great.
quite a few of Dragon Ball characters in it, like Dr. Wheelo and all of
Yeah,
that.
they are adding shit tons of characters.
So-
So many characters. That's one we'll probably talk about when Todd is here, because there's no point going into all the characters, because I'll go, Wheelo, Jiro, this, and he'll go, that guy, he's never been in it since episode 5. And I'll go, it means nothing to me. I would have just
damn
browsed
Todd.
over it, so I need his wisdom for the
Yeah.
actual characters. But main sort of features, I think we can nail them off. The new characters, obviously, new boss fights, that really goes without saying though. Players can import their first 2 characters from the previous games. They will play a role in the story as always, but this time they should be able to fuse, we think, because there's the weird fusion. So we think that your last 2 saves,
stuff.
as it were, your last 2 characters are going to be ported up, and there'll be characters that you don't play, and they're going to fuse. Somewhere in the storyline. So that's a bit weird. There's these they're basically adding a fusion mechanic.
Fusion.
I don't know how that'll work. I think they're calling it EX fusions from what I've got in my notes.
I'm looking forward to the added Frieza transformations.
Yes, so am I.
'Cause
I really am
It would be
looking forward
nice.
to that.
I mean, in the first one there was no
Might lean
transformations.
forwards and speak a bit louder.
In the first one there was no transformations, and then we were limited in the second one to only golden. So it would be nice to go.
Yeah.
This is my base form. Now I've
Later
powered
on
up.
on my list, we've got some information about forms that I'll tell you about, because Frieza's got a new form that we don't know about, and I think that's because the game information has come out before the episode that tells us what it is.
Yeah.
So I think they've accidentally let some stuff go early from Super. But Frieza and his true form are, which is literally the next one. Damn you! Frieza's true form will be in the game too, which is spoilers for all of us, because even though they haven't mentioned in the Japanese Super whatever it is, although it has been confirmed the base forms are completely up to the player's design. So when you make your character, the first form, your Super Saiyan 2, I assume, or I guess, is that a form? That's not a transformation though, is it? Going Super Saiyan. I think Frieza counts, or Boo would count.
There's a transformation.
As changing, because they go from one form to another. But I think you can pick what your first form looks like. It's
Okay.
customizable. So that's interesting, and it should end on Frieza with his true form, which we've not heard of yet. So we think that's probably coming up in Super and just hasn't been.
When did he come back from the dead?
Beginning of
Confused.
Super. I need to show you the film where that happens.
I've not seen that.
You're working, you're up to Frieza just appearing. So
He
the
just-
idea that he's
the last
back
time
again.
I
No, you
saw
saw him as a
Dragon Ball,
robot being
he
cut apart.
frickin' died.
Yes, he got
Yeah,
cut up
he
by
died.
Trunks.
He freaking died.
Trunks dealt with him. A man from the future appeared.
Guy with the sword turned up and sliced him.
It did. It was
Yes.
good though. That was a good episode. That is one of my favourites. It's one of my favourites that Team 4 Star have done. Abridged is amazing. Go watch it. As far as learning and your new characters go, we've got some new races and some new trainers, as it were, because if you pick human, you have to learn from human people, because you
Okay.
can't be taught by the people that
Super
teach
Saiyans.
Saiyans. They've got, so there's quite a lot, as far as open-ended story. Yeah, SSJ,
very
SSJ. It
confusing.
is a bit weird. But as far as we know, they're going to be adding bio-androids, which I think just means androids. They've
Oh, what?
called it a bio-android,
Like
but I
those-
think that's a cyborg, a bio-android. It's a biological robot,
What,
which
like
is a cyborg, so
Like that
17 and
weird
18.
Russian thing with his brain and his robot
Yeah, basically
body.
that, but they call them bio-androids because they're
Or
stupid.
cells.
Because they're stupid. Really?
I reckon it could
Yeah,
be like
Cell
a
is,
cell.
It could be like Cell.
But he
Cell
is
might
a
be.
bio-android.
He's a bio-android, but he might be included because he was built by the bloke who made 17 and 18, the guy with the dome in his head.
That guy.
Yeah. You know, actually, at the end of the episode you see that pipe and the little thing glowing, and it's like, oh, my little thing's growing in a pod. That is Cell, but he hasn't appeared yet.
I went home before the end of the episode.
Then you haven't seen it. We'll recap that another time.
The last thing I saw, they were all standing around
Looking a
doing
bit broken.
exposition.
Exposition's the best. So we got the bio-android, so that's good. So as far as where we get all that stuff, as a future warrior, we must train to complete certain quests to get our new forms. We already know that. That's the same as most every other game. It's a game, so it will have that. Which isn't, but in our new future warrior, I'll do this again because I can just edit it out. It's
you
really
can
easy.
do whatever you like.
I can do what I like. I edit the video. Once we've picked a race and you've trained him and you've got whoever, you must train under Corrin if you're a human, which is the guy.
The guy on the little planet.
Sword. No, that's King Kai. Corrin's the cat and the guy with the sword in his back.
The white cat with the little walking stick.
What, the floating cat?
Yeah.
The floating talking
that's Corrin.
cat.
He teaches...
Who is this floating talking
Well,
cat?
when Goku was a baby in like the beginning episodes of real Dragon Ball, he trained with him first because he couldn't climb. You have to climb the tower before he could fly. So you find the tower, you climb all the way to the top on the outside, but on the way up you come across Corrin because he lives halfway up in his like ball.
Where else would
he trained with him, and then he carries on to meet God, who lives at the top, and that was Kami at the time. Then Kami says, you need to go and see King Kai, who's a god who lives at the end of Snake Way, who then goes, we'll all be horribly insignificant.
I've read Snake Way.
They keep adding things on top of it, so none of these gods are gods. They're just people who just give themselves that name.
By this point, they are
Super Kami
just...
Guru. He just calls himself... So he calls himself God, does he? Pretentious prick. So he's no god, he's just a guy, but he calls himself God.
Some bloke. Yes.
If you're a human, then you go and trade with Corrin, and then you go into Old Kai, get your potential unleashed. If you're a Namek, you have to train under King Piccolo or Nail. It says or in the information, so I think it's quite cool that you might actually get to pick who your master will be there if you're a Namekian.
Piccolo or Nail?
We got Piccolo, Nail, or
probably
Kami.
both of them.
Well, if they fuse, but again, we don't know where because it could be anywhere in the timeline because it's all timey-wimey when they make these games. That's what's handy about them is they can almost go half the first half of the game might be in the future, and the second half of the game might be in the past, which they've done before. So you lose your abilities, making the game harder.
Okay.
If that makes sense, like a reverse learning. But I like that if they do something like that to make it more tricky. The Margins, who are back and have got their proper absorption abilities, who you haven't met, big pink bloke.
No, big pink bloke.
He ate all the pies and made Beerus angry. In that film.
Oh,
it was a pudding. He goes, a pudding.
Yes.
Oh, pudding is for boo. Yeah, him.
Didn't he turn himself into a big shield?
He does all sorts. He's just jelly. They're just jelly monsters, basically.
A genie.
They absorb shit. He's basically a genie. But that's not really...
That's going to get confusing.
That gets fiddly, because that's anime.
Here nor there.
He's there or not there. But he'll be able to do absorption, which means if you pick him, you'll actually get to go and train with Margin and maybe Margin... what's the one up from Margin? Kid Buu. Because he turns into Kid Buu. Not useful for you, but for everyone at home, we'll be learning from Buu, Kid Buu, and Super Buu if you pick a Margin. Frieza's race has to try and train under Frieza to gain the true form. Again, that's really cool, but we don't know what it is. I'm guessing that really is something he's hiding.
Yeah.
Speaking of, if you don't want spoilers, turn off now. But in Super, they're doing the tournament, and he's sat in the sidelines, and I think this true form will be something he's got under his belt.
The gods under thumb.
Yes, because he hasn't done much in the tournament, and I reckon this is a hint that he's going to pull that out of the bag at the last second, and it will be his true form, and then they'll all be fucked.
No, I reckon. I definitely reckon his
anime.
goal's going to kill Xeno, and then he's going to take over because he wants.
You think he's going to kill God?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he might, but it seems unlikely.
Go with David and Goliath.
Yeah, that's true. Bio-androids, if you pick one. So if you pick an android, you'll have to train under Whis for some reason. And he's going to make you into a red bio-android, which also I've never heard of. He's Beerus' attendant.
You know, the
really camp guy.
Yeah, the really
camp guy.
It seems they seem to be looking on the Saiyan world, him with his stick.
But he is He does a...
He's very strong.
Nifty speedball thing.
Yeah, but again, that says red bio android from what we heard from the interview, so I don't know what that means. That could be something from Super that we haven't turned up with, because there are a couple of androids and things in it. Whis is also there and has never mentioned a red bio android form, so we might get to see that later in the series, and then we'll find out what we're talking about. But other than that, we move on to X-Fusions, which basically means that a couple of characters can fuse, and the ones we have semi-confirmed, or at least from the Japanese mouth, so translated, but Bulma and Chi-Chi, who can make EX Bulchi SSJJ. Ooh, so they've gone Super Saiyan somehow. Chi-Chi and Fidel in super form, which is Vici SSJ, base dark magic transformation. Yay! Deborah and Zeno, future Super Boo. So I don't know if that's Deborah fusing with Zeno the god, as in Zeno, and they've spelled it with an X.
Xeno means Xenoverse.
Yeah, I know, but I more mean that it could be, because it's a fusion.
Yeah.
So that gives you, and then you could fuse with Super Boo. So something to do with Deborah, Zeno, and Super Boo. Something interesting, that's probably going to be endgame stuff. And Cell and Frieza are back for Celza. And who doesn't want Celza back in the game? Because that's hilarious. It's just Frieza, but he's green with a tail and the crown, because he's fused with the green Bugman.
Okay.
So you end up with Celza, who's really evil, but has all the abilities of each individual character, because Cell is a bit of everybody's DNA in one person.
Oh yeah, that's that whole...
So Cell and Frieza fusing gives you this weird evil Frieza that can do everyone's abilities. It was really cool, but it's only really been in the games. It's never been in the series or anything, so...
It's a what-if fusion.
It's more of a what-if. Dragon Ball Collection as well is going to be a mission online, and that's the final thing I wanted to add, because it's a PvP. They've decided that the Dragon Balls should be in the game, really.
What? The Dragon Balls in the Dragon Ball game?
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Just crazy.
Because in some side quests, they appear on the map, you pick them up, and you take them to a ship where they are taken off of you. But if you're punched while you're carrying them, you have to drop them. So what you're really doing is killing everybody like you normally do, and instead of it just ending, once you've killed them all, you then go pick up some balls once or twice and do a quick run and back to the middle, and then it ends, because no one respawns.
Maybe they're trying to create a kind of capture the flag.
They basically are, yeah. They're doing an online PvP mode with, I would assume, larger maps. If you're going to be starting to search, you want 10 people in an area, don't you? 5 of them fighting here, 5 of them fighting here. You couldn't really go, here's 7 Dragon Balls, 4 people, and they put you in a little map. I'd be really annoyed. But we can hope that that's going to give us a big map, 7 Dragon Balls scattered through it at random, and everyone has to fight to try and pick them up and get them back, and whoever picks them up all first wins. Or I assume you kill them all.
I mean, as soon as you deliver them to your ship, it respawns somewhere.
But that's also nice, because if it's got a big map, that's going to leave all sorts of people, because say something like Battlefront, where everybody goes, I'm going to be a sniper, I'm going to go and do this. In Dragon Ball, you don't really have that yet.
No.
But in the anime, you do. So if they start adding things like collection quests, where 5 people are in an area and you're looking for stuff, you may end up finding people that go, I'm going to be a Goku, I'm going to be a tank, I'm just going to kill as many people as I can, get all the balls and go. And there will be other people who go, I'm going to hang back and just pretend I'm not there and pretend I'm dead, go invisible,
doing what
and try and
does.
find them all in secret. And it might add some real different gameplay. You won't find everybody just doing, everyone wants to be as more powerful as they can to just win every race, every fight they come across. It might add a bit of strategy, people going, I'm going to be a clever Saiyan, I'm not very strong, but my sneaking is through the roof. You will struggle to find me before you find those balls. So there's that. There's lots of that. The more game modes they add, the better, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm not wrong. They could do with more variations as well in some of the fights. I mean, there's only so many times you can fight Great Ape Nappa.
Yeah, I like Great Ape Nappa, but again, you're right. There's only so many times you can do that. So that's basically all we have to talk about, though. Is there anything you want to add?
No.
There's no characters you want to see or anything?
Oh, characters. I wonder if we'll see in the... I forget what they're called, but the 3 Wolf brothers from Super.
Oh, what, from the tournament?
Yeah, Basil and all of that.
Yeah, Basil. Oh, yeah, one of them was called Basil. Yeah, Basil and the other 2.
Yeah.
That seems unlikely, because are they from Universe 1?
No, they were from Universe 3, I
Who's
think.
in Universe 1?
I don't know because they're not in the tournament.
Oh no, they're not. Of course, they're one of the universes that wasn't in the tournament because they're too good.
Yeah, they were too good.
So they're not allowed. Because really, the tournament we're in at the moment in Super is the crappier universes are being told to fight each other, and the losers are all picked off.
And then they would
the better the better universes are exempt because they're doing fine.
Oh,
they have peace, so they have no warriors to fight. They are.
But they still have a strong power level.
Being sent to Universe 1 for the plot of this game is quite interesting in that point, because it means something's going to go tits up in the universes we've never seen.
Yeah.
And it's obviously going to be universes that have no fighters, I assume, if you have infinite peace in all directions.
Well, according to this brief thing I read, it was you go to Universe 1 and meet her Saiyan attendant, so I assume there will be warriors there as some description.
Oh yeah, because the attendant in Universe 1 is a Saiyan, so she's SSJJ, which is God form, isn't it? SSJ is God. Blue or red? I think that's blue. Yeah, red is...
Well, no, technically it should be
something
red,
else.
Because Super Saiyan Blue is the Super Saiyan of red. So she technically would probably be red.
Oh, it's all a mess. But if you've got anything that you think that we've missed, do let us know, because we've done our best. You haven't. You've tried.
I've tried.
You've tried. We've done our best.
But, on the other hand, do you think they'll ever add the Hell Gym instructors to the game?
That would be cool.
They have done in...
They did in the older ones. Was it in Raging Blast?
I think
Raging Blast you had
may have been in Budokai 3.
Oh yeah, because you had the Blood Fountain map.
Yeah.
Yes, you could do that in Budokai 3. You had the Blood Fountain and you could punch, but that was like that was a bit weird. I didn't like that one.
That was a bit weird.
I didn't like that game particularly, but I would like to see them come back.
Yeah, I would actually like to see them come back, but they have to be voiced by the abridged actors.
Yeah, we shall do squats on the cold hard ground.
Oh yeah.
Have you anything else to add?
Did you bring the oil?
No. Just
Thrust.
Do a cold thrust. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. We will see you next time on the Sofa of Adam. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And we will see you all in the next video.
And leave all the complaints to Adam.
Don't complain. Don't do it. Feel nice. Goodbye.